Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox Postgame Podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is, fuck! Hey, welcome into another episode of the ToddFox Postgame Show. Happy July 4th to all of you out there. Hopefully you guys are playing it safe out there, not blowing off hands like football players have in the past. So with that being said, this is not going to be a long one because I know the sun's going down. Everyone wants to shoot off fireworks, so it is what it is. I came on late because I took a family trip, got out, didn't care to watch most of this game, came back just for the 8th inning, 9th inning rally there by the Angels, and we'll get into that. But first and foremost, 714 tickets, 714 tickets, and I love the fact that you can put 10% off of any purchase you get over and over and over just by using HITI in the Apply Now code, and you can purchase concert tickets, sporting event tickets, whatever you want, and get that 10% off. And the price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees. Great customer service. It is what it is. Now, with that being said, I'm going to get into a few things. And right off the bat on Instagram, I just posted a season starts today kind of like post. And, it's a goofy one with me dressed up as a clown with Roger Lodge and stupid ass Arte. And already getting a couple people on there being like, stop being so negative. It's like, well, what's there to be positive about? Come on. What's there to be positive about? You could see every other team, like, look, again, like we talked about the other day, I would love to see a team like the Angels get a mission statement or a direction pointing them in the direction of something like the Marlins, to where it's a hard rebuild. Yes, it's going to suck for a couple years, but you're building with Ohapi and Neto and Moniak and Detmers and all these players that are coming through. Kai Bush is going to come, Bachman, and the list goes on and on. That you've invested these players, you've drafted these players. Let's get them going. Let's build around this team and have something exciting. Because to be honest with you, I'm a huge Halo honk. I hope you know that all those are watching right now know that I'm a lifelong Angel fan. Know that I've loved Mike Trout. And know that I've loved the fact that when Albert Pujols was first signed, I thought, okay, it's not what I was thinking, but it's going to help us. I always took the positive side. I always took the AM 830 side. And even when, we signed Anthony Rendon, I was scratching my head and saying, okay, we needed Garrett Cole. We needed another pitcher. Why do we need a third baseman all of a sudden? We have Alberto Callaspo. But still, the thing was, it wasn't a need. It was a want. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the Angels have done things. But if you look the last couple of years, Perry's done this, Perry's done that, but he's inherited a huge contract. He's inherited the Ohtani abyss. That is, do you pay a guy $250 million from each side of the plate, whether it's on, hitting or if he's pitching? You have to pay him twice over. Is this what you really, really want them to do? He's stuck with that. He's stuck with, do I give him the record contract, $600 million? Does my owner pay for them? Is he going to sell? Is he going to buy? On one hand, I want to say I don't like the way he's just coddled the pitching staff and coddled these players, because look at what's happened. I don't give a shit what you think about Perry Manassian. All I'm going to say is I've backed this guy, and I've backed him throughout. I don't agree with the Nevins and him's load management, and I think that's been a huge problem, because just like the Clippers showed you could load manage these supposed athletic gods all year, but what happens when you need them? Oh, we're injured. George out. Kawhi out. Now look at the Angels. You babied the fuck out of Rendon. This is probably the third time now he's going to go on the IL. You say, oh, we can't play Trout multiple games because we got to sit him. He can't play on turf. They got to sit him. Oh, we got to rest him up. We got to sit him. We can't play him. Oh, no, let's not adjust his swing. Let's just keep throwing him out there, and then we'll sit him. When we need him in a playoff, when we're playing the Texas Rangers or a big opponent, let's sit him. Okay, you're sitting him, and guess what? He fucking got hurt. Whether you want to say it was a freak accident or not, play the motherfucker. You're paying him so much. Okay, with that aside, here's my real take on the Angels. I believe it's a complete teardown to the pillars. And the pillars are your O'Hoppes, your Moniacs, your Netos. Believe me, Neto's going to be the leader of this team. He's going to be listen, he may not have a Hall of Fame career like Mike Trout, but he'll be a Hall of Famer in my book when his career is done because he'll far outdo what Mike Trout could have done as a leader. Show me where this guy's been a leader. We've had inside people tell us that he doesn't even work out in the offseason. So where's that leadership coming from? We don't have it. I'd rather sit here and say, buy Trout, buy Rendon, buy Ohtani, and get rid of all these big-headed players that we got, and let's just start over. I'd rather do us like a Marlins and say, you know what, let's build from within. If we're struggling, and I'm doing this post-game show next year, and we're like 7 wins and 23 losses or something like that, but we got mostly rookies. We mostly got like players that are just finding themselves in the organization. We're getting plug-in guys here. We're signed a free agent here and there, and they're all learning together, and we have a direction. We're bunting. We're trying fundamentals. We just don't have the talent yet, but it's going to be a process. It's going to take a couple years for us to incorporate everything and make these guys stars, and they're going to learn together. They're going to grow together. The coaching staff is going to mold them into a process, and we're going to have a vision for a championship run in a few years. Sign me up. Sign me up today. I will take that slow start. I will take that 60 or 70 win season, knowing that, okay, we're going to draft good again next year. And the minor leagues are going to get filled with all kinds of talent. And guess what? In 2 more years or less, because of Wade Perry drafts, they come through the system, this team will be competitive. And guess what? It'll make the playoffs It'll make the playoffs before an Angels organization signs Ohtani to a long-term deal, still has Trout, still has Rendon. We will still be plugging in pieces, and we will still not be signing good players as far as long-term deals, 1-year gap guys. I guarantee you the process that we've been trying the last 8 years does not work. We cannot just keep saying we're going to build around Trout. If the media is saying, okay, it's sad you can't get him to the postseason, you know what? I never said listen to the media, but you know what I'm going to say now? Well, fuck it. If they think they're so right, let's let Trout go, and let's see if Trout can go to the playoffs on another team. Let's see if we can. Let's eat that contract with Rendon. Fuck it. There's 3 years left. Fuck it. Is he really doing anything for you? Is he really doing anything for us? He's doing nothing when he's in there. Errors. When he's in there, I don't give a shit at bats. When he's in there, doesn't care, no competitive. And people are saying, well, that's Tony Two Bags. That's Mr. Hustle. That's Mr. Walk. 2 home runs for $38 million. Justify paying any other player $38 million to have 2 home runs and to strike out and be on the DL more times than he has home runs. If he makes the IL again off of this, he has more stints on the IL than he does home runs. Again, I'll wait for these Rendon people that continually blow up my message thing and say, you got to stop on Rendon. You got to leave him alone. Why? He put a target on his back, a $38 million a year target. This is what you sign up for when you are a professional athlete. It does not matter what sport you're in. NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL hockey. If you're making the big bucks, you're expected to play, number 1. You're expected to compete, number 2. You're expected to be a leader, number 3. And number 4, you're supposed to perform. You want the big money, you get all that. And you get everything that goes along with it. If you're a pansy and you can't take social media, get the fuck off of social media. Because with everything comes criticism. Let's just say this show were to blow up and I'm national. And I say something stupid or I mess up and my ratings suck. I'm going to get trashed. I got to take that. I put myself in the limelight. That's on me. I got to do better. But when you got such a goddamn attitude and arrogance about you, none of our players take any kind of interviews. It takes other players to get Mike Trout to talk. You don't even know. This guy does not even want to do, if he hits a game-winning home run, he's like begged by Erica Weston in FS1 or whatever, to Bally's, to do a freaking after post-game interview. He hates it. He doesn't want to be front and center. Rendon is supposed to be a leader. You're making all that money. You got to fucking lead. You have to lead. And for all this shit talk about Albert Pujols, he put up numbers here. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Just look at the numbers and compare it to all the other useless contracts we had. It might have been useless to you, but he played through plantar fasciitis. That's fucking painful. He had a lot of home runs, and guess what? He taught a lot of these players things behind the scene. You may not agree with what he did off the field. You may not agree with his double plays, the most in history. You had the good with the bad with Albert. But you know what? I appreciate Albert so much more now, knowing that we have this albatross on this team, this wart, Anthony Rendon. I wish Arte would do us a solid instead of screwing us year in and year out and just eat that fucking contract. Eat it, bro. You've already spent and got so much more money back than you have spent on this organization. You owe us for the shit seasons we've had. Get rid of this guy. Cut him. He is worthless. Worthless. I will take Renifo 162 games a year than Rendon 10 games a year. I don't like it anymore. I'm done with it. I'm done. And Mike Trout, you need to go too. I love you. I love everything you've done. But there's some things, man, you have to grow as a player. And this organization and players don't understand this. You're going to get killed in the freaking media if you do not perform. The more money you make, the more problems. I think that was Biggie Smalls, a quote. That's what it comes down to. You want to be this professional athlete. Be like Kobe Bryant. Perform. Teach. Defy the odds. Be a champion. Make it happen. Stuff isn't going to come to the Angels. Some of these players, it feels like they're just like, oh, we're going to win at some point. Don't worry about it. We'll be okay. Anthony Rendon says win 15 games a month and you will be in the playoffs. Well, how are we going to get there, Anthony, if you're not on the field? Lead by example. I could say all kinds of shit. And I could tell you how to do things and say, oh, give my expertise about how changing his at bat. But is it going to work? Am I out there? No. I'm a fan. I'm critiquing. I love this team. I wish nothing but good on this team. If I'm wrong about Trout leaving, if I'm wrong about Ohtani leaving, I love those guys. I have 2 or 3 jerseys of each of them. I get all their bobbleheads because that's the only bobbleheads that Arte wants to make. I watch these guys. I posted their videos. I hate when I'm called a hater, but I'm a realist. And I love, and I mean love, the name on the front of the jersey. It's not about the one on the back. We all have our favorites of players. We all are going to remember. Mine is Chuck Finley and Chili Davis, Tim Salmon, Brian Downing, down the line, right? You'll have your favorites too. Garrett Anderson, mine too. Darren Erstad. Those guys will forever live in our hearts. But did all of them stay here for their entire careers? Some did, some didn't. But we still, when they hung up their cleats, we rooted for them. We said, hey, man, that's great. Our memories are all when they wore that Angel gear. But we have to face reality here as fans, too. No more hinter honks. Think about it. What has this core given the Angels in the last 8 years? 0 playoff appearances. A lot of under 500 baseball. 3 managerial changes. 2 general manager changes. And a whole lot of mediocrity and being talked down, not appreciated. Fans split down the middle. You're either a Halo honk or you're not, because the narrative is pushed by Arte is, don't worry, it's all good. I got unfinished business. I love the name on the front of the jersey. And if we have to have a bunch of Ohapis and a bunch of, Renifos, David Fletchers, guys that are under control for a while on this team, Moniacs, Kai Bushes, Sam Bachmans, Ben Joyce's, all these rookies, Soriano coming through. I'm good with that. Because at least in the end, my biggest point out of this entire rant, at least if we're going to lose, we're going to lose trying to be competitive. Not with a paper champion team. Because again, you can go on the show with this team and win all kinds of games on the video game. You could put this lineup on paper when it's all healthy and put it against the Kansas City Royals and say we're going to sweep them. But when they actually play, because the fundamentals and the coaching and the players aren't right, and we have too many superstars or big heads on this team, they're just getting in their own way. They're beating themselves. My opinion is the bullpen's good enough to win. My opinion is half the pitching staff is good enough to win. But where we're not good enough to win is the coaching staff and some of the divas that we have on this bench. There is no excuse for this team scoring 1 run or less, having 1 run, 5 hits going into the 9th inning. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. I understand last year's with the Mayfields and all those other garbage players we had, and Velasquez starting every game. I get it. Last year was just not our year. But I'd rather move forward knowing that we're not picking from the Walmart bin or the Target bin with players that are past their prime. Let's start anew. Let's draft players. Let's trade for other guys to fill in. Young players that could, like your Wander Frankos, if he were to come available. Players like that to help out with, with a team to build along the guys that we're drafting. Because, again, we wouldn't have this high-ass payroll with a lot of expectations because the payroll says it's supposed to be expectations. But then the coaching sucks and the divas are preventing us from winning. How are we supposed to have these pillars in place if they're always hurt? Again, Trout and Rendon, look, if your guys are going to be playing this hurt stuff, not leaders, go. Just get out of here. Find a way to trade them. I don't care how you do it, Perry. Just get rid of them. Let's start over. I want to make our own superstars here in Anaheim. I want this thing to be from the ground fucking up. Build it, and they will come. I don't give a shit if some of the honks go away and we average 16 to 20,000 fans. Fuck it. When we get good, I know who the real fans are. I know who the real ones are at the games, tagging themselves at the games and saying that we're still fans and still here no matter who is wearing that red and white. Or you know what? And we love talking logos and jerseys. Why don't we just rebrand too? The stank of the red and white's gone. Let's get back to the California Angels. Let's go with that blue and red. Go old school like the Brewers and Twins and all those other teams did. And let's start anew, man. Let's start anew. Rebuild this sucker. And you know what? If Arte ever had any kind of balls left, or Wevels or whatever he calls them, he would do something like that. That would be more, I would think, okay, because whenever he said unfinished business, like, yeah, right, Dick. We ain't going to the World Series. Shut up. If ever you had a chance to get to the playoffs, it was this year, and this year's, it's falling apart. You're 7 games out. Barring a miracle right now, we do not have an opportunity to catch up, and I'm sick and tired of talking about the wild card. There's too many goddamn teams that are going to cock block us trying to get in the postseason. We'd have to go on a sick run. The only reason why we're not double digits farther behind is Texas is fading like I predicted. Yeah, they won today, but again, Houston's right on their ass. They're going to surpass them. I'm telling you, I'm promising you. Not even by the end of the month, halfway through this month, Texas will be in second place. The thing that scares me is Seattle will jump us. They're starting to play better ball. They're only 2 games out now of us. So again, this season could be lost. And what are you going to do next year? Ohtani leaves. What are you going to fill the void with? Seriously, what are you going to fill the void with? What's the answer? Are we really going to think that you're going to spend $600 million in free agency elsewhere, like in 4 or 5 good players? You kidding me? Already do that? We have a better chance of him just ripping everything apart, lowering that payroll, and bringing in a bunch of rookies and bringing in other players from other teams that are decent contact hitters to go along with the coaching staff. Hire me, goddammit. I will advise you, Perry. Because the shit that we've done and the stuff that you're being told by Arte Moreno, Perry, is not working. It's just not working. It's the same old song. It's the same old dance. We're stuck in this like vicious cycle. So again, as the fireworks start tonight, I'll get into some of the comments. I'm not taking no phone calls today. Just not in the mood, dude. Had a good day up until that final. Because when I came home to watch the game, literally, the final was 8-5. Angels scored 4 runs. We had to listen to Wayne Randazzo say, oh, it was a great comeback. Padres scored 2 in the 4th inning. Jake Cronenworth's double off of Ohtani scored 2 runs. Hunter Renfroe answered, actually, to make it 2-1, but in the bottom of the 6th inning, Bogarts hit a home run to make it 4-1. And then it was 5-1 as Cronenworth went deep. Then Machado knocked in a run. Then Bogarts knocked in a run. Soto grounded out, knocked in a run. Adele tripled to knock in a run to make it 8-2. Then Escobar scored a run to make it 8-3. Wallach walks with the bases loaded, 8-4. Moniak walked with the bases loaded, 8-5. And then, of course, Ward is like, whoa. I can't do this. Can't bring us back. Ground out. End of the game. And that's how it wound up. 8 runs, 11 hits for your San Diego Padres. Because, again, God forbid we stomp someone when they're down and out. We have to help them get back on their feet. The Angels lose. Musgrove goes to 7-2. Ohtani goes to 7-4. My freaking suggestion to you fans right now, if you really love Ohtani, get tickets and find out the next time he starts and get to as many games as you can for the Ohtani factor, because he's gone. There is 0 chance he's coming back. 0. Let's see the Angels tonight. Moniak 1 hit and 4 at bats. He had 3 strikeouts. He had the hat trick. Ward, of course, went 1 for 4 because he sucks. Ohtani went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Adele got the triple. Rendon went 0 for 2 and got hurt promptly because that's who he is. Moustakas went 0 for 3, but he did score a run on a walk. Renfroe, again, with a home run. 2 runs scored on a walk as well. Renifo went 1 for 3. Wallach got the hat trick again. Boy, oh boy, is he falling off, dude. He can't hit the broadside of the barn. Squid came in and actually got a hit, but who gives a fuck because he still sucks. Angels went 0 for 4, runners in scoring position. Shocker. Ohtani went 5 innings pitched tonight. 5 runs, 7 hits, 5 all earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 home runs allowed. The blister or the cracked fingernail probably led to a lot of that. Loop went loopy again, pitched another inning of no runs allowed. Reyes came in and said, nope, let me pour some fire on this because I suck in the minors. Why am I brought up here? Because I have a 10 ERA. That's why, and I gave up 2 runs in an inning. Then Davinsky proceeded to give up a run as well. So the Angels did a great job in front of another sellout crowd of looking pathetic, and the Padres, did their best to blow the game, but then they were like, no, we're playing the Angels, and the Angels are now 2 games over 500 right now. Current standings as we speak, the Angels are now 45-43. They are 7 games back at Texas. As shitty as this team has played, they are still within striking distance, at least of the division, or at least getting back into it. But Houston is right on their tail with 3 games back at Texas. Seattle is only now a game back. I'm mistaken. They've won 4 in a row and only a game back of 3rd place. So look for us to slide into 4th place here coming up soon, because philosophy sucks ass just like he does, and the Angels will continue to lose. Martin Boylan checks in. He made it back from Australia. He says, I can't let the Ohtani leave till I get an Ohtani bobblehead with a goofy bat boy putting the hat on his head. Oh, real quick, let me give you the Stamos Award. I guess we'll give the Stamos Award to Juan Soto, because Juan Soto talked shit and backed it up, got the hit, and his Padres took out Shohei Ohtani. So I hate saying it, but give him the Stamos Award tonight. You talk shit, you back it up. Well, there you go. Let's get into and I'm uninspired. I'm playing just like the Angels right now.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
Paul Sereno serves up the worst nachos of all time because he's the worst hitting instructor of all time. Marcus Thames is hot on his tail, though. Watch out. Marcus Thames might be a picture on that award here coming up soon. But Nacho Night award goes to a couple hitters tonight. And actually, no, Nacho Night award goes to Anthony Rendon. I'm not going to give it to Shohei Ohtani. At least he has an excuse. He's battled through stuff. He's never really been on the IL. So screw that. I'm not going to give it to Ohtani. I'm not going to give it to the new guy they called up out of the bullpen. No, I'm going to give it to Anthony Rendon for being worthless. He's worthless. He deserves all the nachos. Him and Velasquez. Yeah, you know what? It's you and Velasquez, Rendon. You guys can share a heaping helping of the worst rat meat possible sprinkled over the top of that nacho cheese, and it's not even like the yellow cheese, it's the white cheese. It's that bad. Let's see. Angels will now play with more heart and purpose and urgency. This doesn't mean it will result in wins, but at least they'll be playing with something and represents a team. And R. Martinez, that's all I want. When I talk a rebuild, that's all I want. That's all I want every night, going to the yard, that even if we lose 7-6, we tried really hard to get those 6 runs. We tried really hard to keep the teams in the ballpark, but we couldn't. But we're showing effort. I'm tired of this 5-pitch inning where it's 1, 2, 3. I'm tired of striking out when we're looking. I'm tired of not bunting when they got runners in scoring position to move those set runners over with first and second. Look how many games we've lost in extra innings because we refuse to move that runner over on the first batter. We always pop out, strike out, whatever. We waste outs all the fucking time. Yet when we bring that up to the media and the media brings it up to the players and the coaches, what do they say? Well, we prefer to swing the other way because when you sacrifice, you're giving up an out. You're giving up an out by striking out. You're giving up an out by popping out. They refuse to change anything because their egos are too big. Almost want to sell my tickets to the 15th of this month for the Astros. Season starts tomorrow when Trout comes back. With Trout, don't look for him to come back. He's going to milk this sucker as much as he can because, again,
we got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Exactly. Happy 4th of July to the fans out there. I'm drinking with you tonight, Jack. I'm drinking with you, too, as well. I think the season ended tonight. No.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Hey, you guys, check out that Jack in the Box meal. Boy, I'd love to have Snoop Dogg up here in the booth with us here when we come back to Anaheim. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Shohei's leaving the game because he's got a blister on his hand.
Love Bally's. I think the season ended today. No, it started.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Today was awful, I heard. The chair says the season starts when Suarez comes back and Pujols starts his special advisory position. Let the youth play, the chair says. Squirrely Dad says this team has no heart. It's fine. It's time for Nevin to flip the buffet table and shoo these motherfuckers out. Show me who has a backbone on this team. Anyone else, get the fuck out of here. But he won't do it. Because if he was going to do it, he would have did it already. And that's the problem. I don't think he's ever going to be in that position to do it. Because he's too scared of this team. I don't know what it is, but he's not the type of coach that we thought he was.
One more loss, which could have been a win. You call yourselves professionals. I have never, ever seen a worse group of 25 players. You don't think as a team. You don't play as a team. You don't even lose as a team.
They don't. They really don't. Angel Central says Ward not taking that hit by pitcher should have been sent to low A. Exactly. Ohtani won't last more than 3 years both ways. Already showing signs of injuries. Jack Chandler says Supersonics. Oh, yeah. Perry Manassian sucks, too. The chair says this will be the offseason that defines Perry. Mark says Dodgers offer 5 to 7 prospects except number 1 Miller and number 4 Cartya. For Shohei, we have to accept it now. That would be something that I would take, but I don't think it's going to happen because we have too many egos on this team. R. Martinez also says, hey, Todd, I've been saying for the last 5 years that I'm an Angel fans first and foremost, and so signing Trout to that extension was dooming to us. People thought I was insane for saying that, but let's rebuild, and I'm with you. I was one of the ones that would have told you you're insane, and I ain't afraid to admit it. But when you think about long-term in these 10-year deals, how often does it pay off for the team signing that set player? It pays off for the player every time. but it never pays off for the freaking team. Richard Thurman says, guys, Ohtani's agent said $600 million will be too low. 10 or 11-year deals, $650 to $700 million. Well, screw him then. Play Adele and Moniak and Neto. I'm convinced this is the end of Trout. Abraham says, what about Detmers? Any chance of him becoming a number one starter in the rotation in the future? Well, guess what? Remember when we were like, what's Heaney going to do? And they gave the ranks to Heaney to be the number one guy, and that's out of necessity. Well, one of these guys has got to step up and be the number one when Ohtani's gone. If we're not signing a free agent, it's going to be Kai Bush as your number 5. We're going to go to a 5-man rotation. We're going to may have Silseth in there, and you're going to look at freaking what's his name, Anderson at 3, and then probably like Detmers at 1 or Sandoval at 1. That's going to be your rotation. Just think about that. Let that sink in. The Hawks will use Trout's injury as an excuse for the team's slump, especially over the next 6 weeks. It's a joke. Also, Rendon has another contusion. Seriously, what a pussy. Hanky says Mike Trout might age worse than Pujols. Marty says no one wants to hit home runs if they met with a goofball bat kid as they do come into the dugout. Boy, Marty really hates that goofball. So he's like when he puts the hat on the players, he's all,
oh, good for you.
Playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Yeah, you can't talk about playoffs with this team because it just causes you emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
The Houston Astros took the slow start and build the team up, and they cheated along the way, but they had the right idea. And you know what? I can't be mad at them for that. Sadly, I doubt Arte will let that happen as far as a rebuild. Krumskar says, blow the whole thing up now. It's a wrap. 1 playoff appearance with Trout and Ohtani. Rendon can't go a week without being healthy or with being healthy. Dump him, Chandler says. Trout doesn't even want to be the centerpiece of any team, R. Martinez says. Jack Chandler says, eat the contract. Play the young guys. Richard says, won't be guaranteed, but the boys in blue will get him. Playoffs and TV coverage throughout the U.S., and it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Tony 2K's a game, AC says. Sid the Kid says, Todd, you need to laugh, and I have your remedy. We need to call up Dixon Cider. He can sure hit it deep. Happy 4th of July, bro. I appreciate Sid the Kid because I know he could take it down the middle. I mean, he hits it up the middle all the time. And, boy, I mean, he gets deep in counts as well. I want Neto and Ohapi and Drury back. Well, Drury's going to be back, so you don't have to worry about Drury. Trade Ohtani package, Rendon and Trout build around Neto, Ohapi, and Adele. Trouter here says, I would much rather lose with all the rookies and give a shit about the players like not give a shit about players like Rendon who don't give a shit. We need guys who give a shit. And I'm right there with you, Trout. Also, Albert actually tried. He did. Richard also says, again, I say it. It's been true ever since Trout got his deal. 162 games ago, home to his family. He's on a cruise control. He is. Arte Moreno single-handedly ruined this franchise, set this franchise back in organization another 5 years at least. Just having Rendon around is a curse to this team. Hearing the name makes me sick. Mark also says, man, Arte is a businessman. He made billions already. He made so much money these last 3 years from Ohtani to pay off those bad contracts from the machine and Rendon, but the only person with a winner is him. I talked and battled with East Coast Yankees. I went on to saying that Derek Jeter was overrated, and I didn't like the guy being hyped. And when Trout got hyped up, I kept the same energy about Trout. Well, there you go. Mentally was Shohei. He gave up today, Mark says. Albert only pissed me off when he didn't speak up on Arte and the organization. I agree. Yvette, there's a lot of looking back at him now with different eyes because of what happened. Albert only pissed me off when he didn't. Oh, I read that one. Richard says, if Trout wanted to win and would have left the Angels and went to a contender, but money and SoCal, why would you leave? Squirrely Dad says, I love Trout, but I agree he needs to be more a clubhouse leader. If Trout wanted to win, he'd be a winner and more of a leader. Also, Trout here says, remember when Trout said in an interview the most fun he's ever had in a baseball is during the WBC, not even on his own team that pays him $400 million. And that's a slap in all of our faces. Robert says, let's talk about the elephant in the room. And yes, Grillmaster Cal State Fullerton alum Phil Nevin fucking this team to death with poor leadership and management, which has put us in this situation. Exactly. He's a terrible manager. Never should have got that second year, dude. He should have been just gone after last year. But now he screwed us over. The season starts after the All-Star break. Angel Sandstrom wants to remind us.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Eat that Rendon contract and burn his jersey. Johnny says, I was there. They seemed like they didn't even care anymore. They wait till the ninth inning to make a comeback. This organization doesn't really give a rat's ass about this at all. Not with a guy like Nevin. I agree, because he's not even by winning.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
Trout is the GOAT, but bro doesn't know how to lead. Zach Neto looks more of a leader, and he will keep it back in more in an echo. Well, yeah, he won't be in the back. Excited about the youth future of the Angels fans right now. I am too, and that's why I want to see it come to fruition now. Neto a happy season and a homegrown core like Erstad, Eckstein, Salmon, GA, and Gloss. You mean paper champion Anthony Rendon. Also, Sandoval is one of the biggest clowns of the season. Hey, he's not that bad of a Halo hunk, is he? The Angel Central, know your Angel history. The season slides after the All-Star break. Come on, man. Also, Richard says, or Trout here says, Mike Trout gave a shit in the beginning just like everyone else until he got paid. That is it. Do you think the old Trout would be batting 250? No, he would have corrected this weeks ago. Exactly, Trout here. Exactly. And again, that's coming from a Trout fan. And it's okay to criticize your boy. Because there was times where I criticized Tim Salmon for having those lazy Aprils, if you remember that. And there's times where Chuck Finley couldn't get it over the plate and was walking guys and only lasting 3 innings. But it didn't last long because those guys had egos the right way. They wanted to be better. They wanted to make sure that they were consistent. And they fixed their problems. I don't know about Trout anymore. 2021, this team hit hard, but the stick in there and kept playing or the injury bug. Todd, your breakdown is very good, but let's be real, Todd. Characteristics is hard to define because these guys are paid millions. But see, the thing is, Mark, and I respect your opinion too. The thing is, though, that I see it from other teams. Other teams can build from within and build up and get rid of their high-priced egos and even keep a couple of them around, but they fit in. They buy into the organization's pathway or their direction. This team has no direction. This team has no leadership. And that's why it does what it wants to do. That's why it does what they tell them to do as far as, oh, we can't sacrifice. We're going to play this type of ball. It's not working for the Angels this year. And the Dodgers have adopted that stuff with the no walks, really, no bunting, no sacrificing. And that's why they're struggling. And they're not even that bad. They have far more talent. If Trout wanted to be, he would have asked for a trade a long time ago. It all starts with Nevin. Ward at leadoff, Rendon at cleanoff. What the fuck is he doing? Just like Madden. It's true. Can we get Kendrys Morales back, wear old sleeveless jerseys, run old around the bases, break their leg again, reverse the curse? Sid the Kid says, I don't know if we can call Trout the GOAT anymore. GOATs don't get hurt as much as Trout does get hurt. When he was the last time he played a whole season, just saying, when was the last time? I think it was 2019. That's how long ago it goes back to. Let's see. Also, fire everyone. Let's start over. We need to rebuild and start a winning attitude. Shohei, Neto, Ohapi. I really want to give up, but I just can't. I really love this team so much. It's difficult to say we're done, but I just can't. I will always be here. Same with me, Silent E. It's hard for me, like I want to give up and not do these post-game shows sometimes. But then sometimes my love of baseball, I'm like, dude, I flip the page like they're supposed to do. And I'm like, maybe tomorrow will be different. Maybe they'll try harder. Maybe we'll get on a run. Maybe we'll win despite Arte and freaking Nevin. But it never seems to happen. And then maybe I'm just grasping at straws, but I want this team to be better as well. I don't want to give up on this team. I'm not a fucking quitter. I never quit on my Seahawks. The Sonics quit on me. They went to Oklahoma, so fuck them. But I'm still wearing the hat. And if they come back with some sorry-ass franchise, I don't like the NBA anymore anyway, so I'll never root for it. I'm not going to root for a damn freaking startup franchise. Screw that. And as long as the Angels are here in Anaheim and they still wear that logo and everything else and keep their tradition, I'm an Angels fan for life. I'm not a Halo hunk, but I'm an Angels fan for life. And I want this team to win. I want this team to succeed. And right now, I don't care who gets us to the postseason, but get us to the goddamn postseason at some point. Give us direction. Give us something to where we're not feeling like we're throwing the money away. Like freaking Fernando paying $115 to sit in the nosebleeds for us to get spanked last night. For us to be paying those tickets at the tailgate, for us to get spanked that night or get beat on a lackluster performance again. Give me something to root for. Let's see. Fire Nevin and Thames and Wise. Baker Erstad to be our new manager. Keep Benji Gill, by the way. Trout here says trade Ohtani and get the rookies who give a shit. Looking at the current lineup makes me fucking throw up. Mark says fuck 2021. Every team was going after him and got lit up, but he took it. He took a hit and keep going today. I saw him give up, and it was sad. Angel Central says we're going on a big winning streak, and I love me some Arte Moreno. Uh-oh, that's a huge honk. That is one of the worst comments, Angel Central.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Well, maybe it wasn't that bad, but I still had to play that. I haven't played it in a while. Does 714 tickets for fans to see a psychiatrist? Well, do they give 10% off? They could. We'll check into that. The cycle has been going on ever since we watched them in the 80s, even when it was worse in the 70s for sure, Richard says. Silent E says, top of the 6th inning pissed me off with Moniak singles. Ward grounds into a double play. What does it take for these guys to just bunt, especially when a double play situations? Exactly. We lead the league in double plays. Hell, swing for the fences. R. Martinez says, it's about that time of the season when the Angels start assuming the position, 4th place that is. Caesar says, Todd, 2 down, 3 to go. Then hopefully Phil Nevin gets fired. Well, the Dodgers series is going to – if we lose 10 straight to the Dodgers, that I'll fire him myself. Rather one, but out of – then 2, Eddie Perez says, how stupid of me to think that this season would be different and the Angels would flip it around, start cleaning house, have a fire sale. I don't want to recognize a single name on this roster next season. Well, I do, but just not the big diva ones. That's what I want, and I'm with you right there, Eddie. Got a mixed up drink from my sister-in-law. Just need a Snoop Munchie Meal endorsed by Wayne and Gooby.
Hey guys, want to talk about a good thing tonight that's not on the scoreboard? Check out the Jack in the Box new $14 Snoop Dogg thing. And guess what, Randy? I really want Snoop Dogg to come into the booth with us when we come back to Anaheim. You only have a brownie in there, right? You think Shohei Ohtani likes brownies? Hey, Randy, guess what? It's Gooby Tuesday, and that means it's Brownie Wednesday.
I still love me some Gooby, by the way. I probably scared him off by now, so it is what it is. Happy 4th, everybody. Crispy socks. That's
Crispy socks here, crispy socks there, crispy socks with some mystery hair.
Grill Master loves him some Adele. Let's see. DJ says, so you want to rebuild? No Ohtani or Trout. I do want to rebuild. I want to rebuild. I'm over this. I'm over this by winning. I'm over this
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
But we don't get to the playoffs, and you got to be
winning
to get to the postseason. So I really want that to become this team's moniker for moving forward. That's why I think a complete rebuild is gonna have to take place. Will he do it? Probably not, because it makes sense. Lil Wayne says, bitch about Pujols all you want, but unlike Rendon and Trout, the dude managed to play. Exactly. Camfrey says it starts at the top, and it trickles down effect outside of maybe Ohtani and definitely the young players that care, but no one else does. But, man, it is getting really hard to watch every night. And it is. And guess what? When that pigskin sport starts up and college football is your thing, NFL football is your thing, well, guess what? You're going to be fully engaged in that, and baseball will be, oh, yeah, the Angels won today. They broke a 4-game losing streak. You're not really going to care. September is going to be a waste. So if this team doesn't get itself together, if we're not anywhere close to even a wild card, I'm not going to have that September tailgate. Why? We pulled money out of our pockets, every last one of us on this fucking network, to freaking put on the best performance. I was supposed to have Thundersticks for everybody. We were, Halos in the infield, for the 237 section, for everybody, even those that didn't buy tickets, so that we could chant, get on TV, and show off that we're real fans and make some noise for Artie and the Angels. Artie said no. You're even shitting on your fans because that's how bad your ego is. What are the Thundersticks going to do? I literally called last month to make sure that was okay. And you guys said it was okay. And then I get there, you see a fucking clown, and it's like, uh-oh. We're scared of that one guy out of 44,000. Fuck you, Artie. That's just how I feel about it. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. And John Carpino, too. You suck, too. It's so annoying, dude. All I want to see is a winner, man. I never thought I would miss the days of Disney as much as I do. I miss the days of Disney. If I could go back into that DeLorean and go back into time, I would grab Michael Eisner by the throat and tell him not to sell. I don't care what your shareholders say. Give it 4 more years. Just 4 more fucking years. And you're going to have all this richness come to you with international money and freaking TV contracts. Just wait a little bit longer. And you will be making hand over fist money with this. And then later on in life when the Marvel and the movies are starting to fade and you're losing money on all the stuff you purchased of Lucasfilms because you're blowing those movies to shit, the Angels will be making you money. You'll be looking at the Angels like, boy, that was a smart-ass pickup. Boy, the Ducks were great to keep, weren't they? But now you got 2 owners who are reaping the rich benefits of that, and Disney's lost out on money on that, dude. They sold this team for fucking pennies. Pennies to Artie Moreno, to what he's made out of this team. Artie makes that money up every year for the money he paid Disney. He took an initial hit, and that was it. That was it. He's made that up hand over fist year after year. And it sucks because it's that old saying, the rich get richer. And boy, did he get richer. And it's not like I'm crying for Disney at all. I know they got bucks. But it's just the fact that we could have had a well-oiled machine like Disney had this organization. Artie gets his hands on it, runs that shit into the ground slowly. As soon as his talent started drying up, we saw what Artie could do. The bravery song, I believe, right there. The Dodgers willing to trade minor league prospects for Ohtani. Well, then take them. Take them! Greg says everyone needs to calm down. They F down. Ohtani did not physically pitch at 100% because of blisters. We get it, dude. But we still need to start over. Balls, and Munchie Mill. I got to find that one right now.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Only positive for me is funny how Kaki Soto was before the game, 0 for 3 on Ohtani with 2 strikeouts. The other one got him grimace and almost got hurt. Caesar says, call up the young guys. Let's see what they can do for the rest of the season when the young guys are hungry. But to be honest, the only way that this team is better than Artie hopefully realizes the investment is terrible product, so he sells the team to a new owner for a full rebuild. I agree. Fireworks are starting to go off like crazy over here, so I'm about ready to get out of here. Can anyone confirm that the loser Padre fans were booing Ohtani when he left the mound due to blisters? I have no idea. Let's see. Richard says, Todd, play the song for your fans, Third Eye Blind, please. Let's see if I can punch that up real quick because, let's see, I could probably pump it up right here.
You can watch food videos
after this awesome commercial. Let's see. Also, Rendon is made of paper. Christopher says, can't wait for September to come. I'd like to say emotional damage. I think that's what's everyone's experiencing right now.
Emotional damage.
Fantasy football, everyone's see it. That's what sucks, man. Like, I love football, but I like it for it to stay in its place. I don't want to start thinking about football in freaking April. So there you go. Oh, that's the wrong song right there. It's actually Jumper. There it is. Let's fast forward to the part.
You can put the past away. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in.
Boy, those are some great singers. Let's see. Also, Trotter here says, fine, Soto talks shit and struck out twice, Todd. I'm not going to read those when you say I miss your comments. And I'm not going to read your comments when you tell me to read your comments. I either read them if I can or if I can't. Just depends because I'm trying to catch up with everything. Artie didn't want to show you his honk today. No, he didn't. Please calm us down by playing a Savage Garden song. Oh, my God. And see, I got to pull up more Savage Garden because the request on Savage Garden is getting pretty out there. And it's not just the regular songs. It's like everyone's asking for more of the Savage Garden. So Truly Madly is pretty good. Let's just try this again because this guy is the go-to for me.
Until the sky.
Wait.
And I wanna lay like this forever. Until the sky falls down on me.
That's a perfect song for tonight because the fireworks and everything. So play that song in the background, put it on your Spotify, and let that sucker just play while the fireworks are going around. And you're going to be thinking about the Angels season collapsing and hopefully getting through it. Roberto says, I'm so tired of the Angels losing to bad teams. It's freaking embarrassing. They can't score. The whole lineup is awesome. And at making outs, Ward, Squid, Wallach, Renifo, Fletcher are all machines when it comes to making outs. And they sure are. Justin Option says the Angels are done. So with that being said, real quickly on the end of the poll. The poll will come out here in a second. Let's see. Trade while you can as far as let Ohtani is 67%. Let him walk in free agency is 32%. Was the song name? Oh, the song DJ is he's gonna play too. Truly Madly Deep. Truly Madly Deeply. And that's the song will probably play us out right now. I enjoy everybody. I enjoy everybody. I'm thankful for everybody that came on. As bad as my English is today.
How dare you?
I appreciate everyone suffering through that game we watched today. And by all means,
go fuck yourself, San Diego.
We are going to be in a losing streak, it looks like. But here, listen to this song and we'll play you out. Have a happy, safe 4th of July.